Yeah, because I
I,
think that's a difference I've seen between. I used to go out with an ENTP. He used to do that all the time, like throwing out like kind of daring things, but he was really good at handling it as well, you know, when it's
what
out
was
there.
that like? Dating a ENTP?
I thought it was really good. I liked it. I thought it was a good combination. Um,
Uh-huh.
but I think it depends. I think it depends on the types because I mean I really enjoy having conversations with intuitive thinkers because they can give me other perspectives that I don't usually that I don't come up with being a feeler. And I think he also enjoyed my input as a feeler. You know, I think we both kind of valued each other's differences like that. And
Yeah,
and
although
it's like
I'm
that. I
sure
think
if
it
a
can
fight
really
broke
work.
out,
But
then it'd be
what's
pretty
that?
intense. I'm sure if a fight broke out, though, it'd be pretty intense. Like
It was.
I would assume there like you'd be both stubborn in some fashion.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think if we had some. We didn't really have that many fights because we would always just sit down and analyze everything, and we would both be quite good at putting ourselves outside the issue and just discuss the issue. You know, we'd be really
Yeah.
brainy about everything. We could just sit and like talk about it, and then I remember one time we had this one thing that we disagreed on in our relationship, and we had to talk about it. And then we sat down and talked about it, and it was like the best talk ever. And then after a while, I was like, "Oh, wait, I'm supposed to be angry with him." And I'm like, "But no, but this is really interesting." You know, it
Yeah,
was
that
like that.
makes sense.
We kind of forgot that we were angry about it, like when we got into the actual, which was good actually, because then we discussed the problem. I think we
Right.
both enjoyed trying to solve these things. Maybe I was more, you know, inclined to solve human issue, like issues between two human beings. Like if there's a misunderstanding or if somebody's feelings gets hurt, like why is that, and so on. And he was more, you know, interested in the sort of logical patterns and why is this? And I mean, me too, but I don't know if that makes sense. Did you
In
ever
terms,
go out with any interesting MBTI type?
well, I I was going out with a girl for I think 3.5 years. It was almost 4, but she got ENTP on the test. But I think that was just her trying to answer what I would want her to answer, like what I would answer on the test. She was
Yeah.
trying to, so she got what I would get. But I think she was an ESFJ.
Oh,
Um,
really? That's quite different.
yeah, yeah.
I
Um,
guess it happens. I find I really do that thing that I adapt a lot to the person I hang out with a lot. So I think if I would be around a lot of thinkers, I would probably tend to answer the questions slightly differently. You know, I can understand that that can happen.
yeah. And then I mean, she said that to you. You know, I changed the way she thought, and I mean,
Mm.
towards the end, when things were going sour or whatever, she would say, like, I made her not who she was, or like not who she is, kind of thing. Um,
Did she feel that?
yeah, it was something like that. Um, Not that I was like forcing her to act a certain way, but just that just being around me so often and so much like made her think differently. Um,
ESFJs are normally quite. I mean, they take charge quite a lot, don't they? Or
I mean, it didn't seem that way to me.
I
Well, I
guess
mean, like, no, it seemed that way to me, yeah, like that she took charge, but uh, that's what I mean. Like, it didn't seem like she changed in like that way, but
hmm.
she said that she did. So I mean, I wouldn't agree with her that that did happen.
Maybe
Um,
she wanted to, because they very often they can be, you know, they want to help and care for the other. So maybe she put in, you know, an effort in pleasing you somehow or something. I don't know.
yeah,
Was it like
and
that or?
and the apartment was always clean. Like she kept everything clean. everything was organized. She
Yeah.
was always early to things. Like she made sure, like she didn't have struggles with any of those things. Like organization was fine.
Yeah.
She just didn't have that kind of ENTP struggle going on.
Yeah, that doesn't sound ENTP at all.
Yeah, and I think ESFJs like to portray to the outside world that everything's okay.
Yeah. Do you
And
know
she
her
did that.
Enneagram type?
I don't. I don't know her Enneagram. She's pretty. I don't know. She has an 8 somewhere in there. She was pretty feisty.
Hmm. What's your Enneagram type?
854, I think. I know I'm an 8 first.
Okay.
And then I
That's
talked
like
to Eric.
Taylor, right? Taylor's an 8, isn't he?
Yeah, he's an 873.
Oh yeah.
Uh, yeah, and he made that comment earlier, like they don't know who you're dealing. They don't know who they're dealing with. So far
Mm.
as like school faculty dealing with a ENTP type 8. He made that comment
Mm.
earlier.
Yeah, Taylor's really type 8.
Yeah,
It's really
definitely.
strong in him.
And I was talking to him about that the other day. Like I get really when I get angry, like I get real angry. It's hard to control myself sometimes. That
You
happens.
get really
Yeah,
like physically really like kind of you want to punch people in the face, kind of angry or just
yeah, I
aggressive.
get like hot and lofty. Like it's like a yeah,
Mm.
gotta move around or something.
Hey,
And
Jacob.
like I don't trust myself in that situation. Like, I'm scared of
Mm.
myself.
Like you see, how are you? Jacob's in the house. Ah. Yeah, I've got 9 in my tri-type. I can see that when there's conflict, I kind of do this thing. Oh, everything's fine, like harmony, harmony. But I'm either a 7 or a 4. I don't know which one first. Either 749
Wait,
or 479.
that's interesting. You don't know your first one.
No, I know. I think when I was younger, it was very 4. But like just the way I live my life right now, it's much more 7. But at the core, in terms of like feeling and stuff, the 4 is really strong too. So I'm actually really confused. But I went to this Enneagram meeting um, thing. It was like a meditation run by this woman who's really really has been studying the Enneagram for years, and she was saying, "Oh, you're a Type 7. It's written in your face." Eric is saying the same thing. Like everyone's saying that I look like a 7. So
Yeah. Yeah. So Taylor thinks I'm a 8-7, and Eric thinks I'm an 8-5.
okay, that's quite a big difference, I think, between the 7 and the
Yeah.
5.
Yeah. I don't understand Enneagram that well, so I don't know if I can make a definitive decision on that. So I had a drinking problem at one point, and
Mm.
Taylor sees that as a 7, like escaping and
Yeah.
ignoring problems. Maybe Eric said, well, you got out of that phase quickly. Like, you're not in your
Mm.
40s like I was drinking all the time. Kind of thing.
Mm. But do you tend to do that with other things too, like escaping not only alcohol, but like another place, other ways?
Yeah, I I sleep a lot. Like if I'm not taking meds or whatever, like I'll sleep 18 hours a day, and I don't know if that has to deal with that or it's just like I don't know my body. I don't know.
Might
Could be
be. I
that.
sleep a lot too. I've got 7.
Yeah, like
I
sleep is
just
really
I
good.
just do stuff like last week. Me and my friend, we found this really cheap trip. You can get these last minute trips, and there was one trip that was to the Canary Islands, and it was for 70 something like $70 return trip.
Nice.
And
That's
we
cool.
were like, we booked it, and the next day we left, and we were there for a week. Like I do those kind of impulsive things, and even if I had some work to do and I have some other things, I'm like, but I need this trip now. Everything's gonna be solved if I go away and do this, you know. And
Yeah.
I'm really
No,
happy I did.
I think most of the time I'm up for things like that. Like if I heard about that, that'd be sweet. Yeah, I'd be down.
Yeah. But
And then
the
my
problem is
most
I only want to do those kind of things, and I'm just really good
yeah
at starting things, and I'm very bad at continuing, like finishing things. And oh God,
I struggle with SE a lot. My SE sucks as far as like procrastination and such.
taking action.
Yeah, and like in like some circumstances, not all of them. It really
I
is really
think
dependent.
if it's like stupid fun action that's not related to work, then I'm very good with my SE. But if
Yeah,
it comes to
yeah,
stuff that's important and you need to do this, take action. Like I'm so bad at that.
yeah. And then my most recent girlfriend, I just broke up with her what, a couple weeks ago. Eric typed her as an ESTJ. She could be. I don't know. I was never sure.
ESTJ?
Yeah, which is I'm the beneficiary of an ESTJ, I think.
Oh yeah, get your mom on here, Jacob. Yeah, ESTJ. So was she really efficient then? That's like the most efficient of
Oh
all
yeah,
time.
she would she'd get done with her assignments 2 weeks before they're due. She'd be 2 weeks ahead of everything.
Wow, that's like a mystery to me to
Yeah,
succeed.
I know. I don't know how she did that. She's like, "Are you gonna do this assignment?" Because we were like taking a class together. Like, are you done with that assignment? I'm like, that's in 3 weeks from now. What are you talking about? I haven't even thought about it. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing is sometimes, and I can understand that this can become a problem for other people, but sometimes people are like, so what are you going to do then tomorrow or something to me? And I'm like, I don't know, because I want to wait until the last minute to see what I feel like doing in the moment. And
Yeah,
I mean, I don't want to obviously keep people hanging because I'm careful not doing that, but I find it very hard to, plan things and be very decisive a long time before because things will change, like more things will happen. And, you know, I find
yeah,
myself
no,
like
I
that.
totally agree with that. Yeah,
I think my ex boyfriend was ESTP, but he was a little bit more organized than me in terms of like time and planning. Maybe it's just because, if both are extroverted perceivers, one has to like take the role of being slightly more organized or something. I don't know. But I've seen
yeah.
that
I
in
mean,
ESTPs that sometimes they can be quite.
yeah. They have SI's fifth. Like it'd be strong to them. They just ignore it. But in
Yeah.
order to do it, yeah, you need to have SI to
But
back it
also
up.
because they're SE DOMs, they'll take action, quicker. They'll take actual action and not
Right.
just
Yeah.
metaphysical action.
Yeah. So I have an ESTP friend. He'll just wake up in the morning and just get all his homework done for the week.
Yeah.
He just felt like doing.
Yeah. One of my best friends is ESTP as well. She wastes less time, just analyzing things than I do.
Yeah.
She's just like,
I
okay,
became.
done with that topic. All right, let's do it. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. He rags on me about that. Like he thinks I think about it too much.
Yeah.
And I mean, I became good friends with him when I was drinking a lot too. And since I'm not drinking anymore, I don't have as much in common with him. I mean, he went in the army too for 4 years. But
Yeah, my friend is definitely good for partying as well.
Yeah, he was fun to be around.